Hi, my name is Steven, and I make fonts as arrow type. Today I'm going to continue working on name mono, which is the current family I'm kind of pushing to finish up. You may notice that if you're a regular viewer, I tend to make videos during the day, but right now it is nighttime because I got a light. So I'm going to try to make more videos even on days when I've had a full day of work, but I just got to get in some type design before calling it a day totally. A hero of mine, James Edmondson of Ono Type, once told me, like, the most important thing about making fonts is to draw something every day. And I don't know if he said this or if I thought it, but it's actually pretty hard to do. If you've got a business, you have to like often spend your time freelancing for somebody else. You may have technical troubleshooting. You may have taxes to worry about. And then myself, I'm working the middle of the week for somebody else's business. So I do get to draw, but it's a very like technical kind of debugging side of fonts, which is really nice to be working on. But yeah, if I'm going to try to make fonts this year, I better make fonts this year and better squeeze it into the time I have. So here we are, name mono. My last several videos have been about this, so you can watch them if you like. Like those, I'm going to probably split up the next several sessions. And I'm not going to record everything, so you can see if you watched the last video and you're still here. I've done some, I kind of like finished a decent draft of the uppercase, and then I'm here on the lowercase, making the thin source layer compatible with the regular and bold. So yeah, right now, let's see, this is not compatible. It might be as simple as like Shift Option Command R. Love when that works. That, let's see, corrects path direction, I believe. Correct path direction. And when you hold Option, you get more options in some of these menus, along with the full shortcut. So always try to learn those shortcuts if you use something like more than once a day. Yeah, so that's always nice when that works. Yeah, so this one looks almost decent. It's like a little off center, but like, let's see, that's a problem. That should definitely be centered. So let's use this guy and center it. It can't quite center it because it's like 1 unit too wide. So let's change that. And I'm doing Control Option Command M to sync the metrics for all layers. And it's just nice to check that they're all good. Okay, so that's 133. So this is a little on the wide side. All right, so Control Option as we nudge it by 10 units at a time. So it's really Control Option Shift, but that changes things in a slightly smarter way so that we avoid disrupting things too much. We should really be like looking optically if this matches this. And we'll have to like move this in slightly more, but let's see. I kind of tend to use that as a starting point. Yeah, okay. All right. Not like the most beautiful. It's probably not too bad though. Okay. Icelandics, if you're watching, tell me if it's too bad, please. Okay, these should probably be roughly equal on the edges. But they're not. Yeah, I could probably stand to make that a little wider then. And I think I'd move this down to the baseline to keep it simple. The ogonek, that is. This could probably use a little bit of thickening. Okay. Attention in monospace fonts is always between how much you make things like the same width versus looking a natural width within their same space. So for instance, S or V like often need really more spacing. Well, this is a bad example because I haven't done it yet. They often need like more spacing than they would get on the edges of a sans serif proportional font. But I find that if you push them all the way to the edge, they can just look too wide. So it's just a balance. Let's make sure that path is corrected, and also let's make sure this is actually centered. Okay. In the regular source there. If you hold Control Command at the same time, you can move something within its space, which is pretty cool. Oh, I'm getting off track here. But yeah, that is to say, a weird thing that I'm observing, or I think I'm observing, is that like the N and the O feel pretty balanced to me, but the E possibly feels a little wider than the O now, which is pretty weird, but already that feels more balanced. So even though you'd expect the E to have the same side bearings as the O, maybe it's not correct all the time. I mean, it's certainly not correct if the curve is a little different and then this side has the big gap in it, but even in this monospace font, I don't think it was quite correct. Okay. And I have to move the ogonek because it's kind of custom formed in this E to fit nicely. The ogonek is for Polish, if you didn't already know. different ways to make it like every thing. And I somewhat feel like I might be overcomplicating it a lot of the time. I don't know. Like, I think it would be. I'm basing this on like Adam Tordak recommendation that you can find on Google probably. But I think I've also seen it where it's just much simpler and just comes from like the bottom of the letter. And that's pretty appealing because a lot of the time I spend sort of an outsized amount of time on the ogonek. Not that I don't love Polish folks, but I don't know. I guess I spend an outsized amount of time on it, and then I don't always feel like it looks the best like this anyway. And in fact, I'm just realizing it's not compatible yet, maybe? Probably have different anchors or something going on. What is incompatible about this? That's E. That's E. That's E. This is acting like it doesn't have a base glyph. But, oh, okay, it doesn't have a compatible base glyph. That makes sense. And I'm just checking to make sure that the joins are all working well. I think they are. Maybe not entirely. That's a little surprising. I would usually expect... basically, I would expect, since these points are both moving linearly, it would scale perfectly between the regular source and the black source. But it looks like it gets just like off by a couple of units in the middle. And here we go. It's because there's this support source, of course. Support, of course. What I'm going to do is copy this and reinterpolate it so I can get the new new location where this falls, and then I'm going to send this to the background. I have a script to do that. Here we go. I just realized I'm in dark mode right now in Glyphs, and I don't usually make videos in dark mode, but it's kind of nicer at night a lot of the time to be in dark mode. Okay, I think that fixed it. Cool. Yeah, support sources or intermediate layers are so nice, but you got to watch out for them because they can have little gotchas like that. Okay, this doesn't yet feel as wide as the other. Oh, this looks hilarious. Let's move these together. Sort of think they should be together. And then maybe not this one. Yeah, I think that feels... I mean, I should be comparing with the ends. I think it feels pretty good. G... Could maybe slide to the right just slightly. Okay, after that incredibly brief drawing period, I'm calling it a video, and come on back tomorrow for the thrilling part 2 of this quick drawing session. Thanks a lot. Hope you're having an all right day, and if you're working on something creative, I hope it's going well. Take care.